Hi everyone, it's Wanda with the Armchair Cat Advocate. And I wanted to let everyone know. Okay, there's a couple things that I want to talk to everyone about. And this is going to be a shorter video, hopefully. Um I am I'm going to be very honest with people because we're very honest here about mental health issues. We're honest about life situations. This isn't a channel where you're going to see a facade. You're not going to see me with perfect nails, perfect hair, makeup. You're not going to see me with fake eyelashes. You're not going to see me with any of those things. You're not going to see me play the victim. You're not going to see me do anything that would try to give a facade of something that I'm not. This is what I am right here. Okay? This is what I am. I'm a flawed human being trying to get by every day just like everyone else. I haven't had a shower yet. Uh, my stomach is in knots. I'm not doing well. Okay? I don't want people to be alarmed, and this is why I'm coming on here now and talking about this. I'm going to have to take a break. Okay? I'm not going to take the channel down. I'm not going to just ghost everyone. I see that the subs are going up, and this probably isn't a great time for me to do this, but I have no choice. My mental health is really bad right now. Really bad. Um, I've been trying to put out fires for the last week with Dawn's leaving and all the catastrophe that she left behind. And I don't care. Dawn, go ahead, send me another cease and desist letter. I talked to my therapist yesterday, and I told my therapist everything that was going on. I showed my therapist a cease and desist letter. I read text to her, and my therapist came to the conclusion that everyone else came to, that this is crazy. And I don't mean in a, she's not in uh, diagnosing technical way. Just the word crazy, meaning bonkers, meaning out of control. And my therapist said to me that I had every right to be upset because this person should not have gone on initially on a video telling without me being there and speaking for me when I had no knowledge it was going on. I should have been at least asked about it. Is it okay if I go and talk about it? If you're not feeling up to it, can I just talk about it? But that conversation was never had. Her subsequent actions afterwards are completely and totally unhinged. There's been a little movement with refunds. I'm still planning on going to the Attorney General's office and also to the Arkansas Attorney General's office, and I am reporting her. I'm reporting her for fraud because what she did was fraudulent. And here's an interesting thing. I just got a text from my friend who donated the $200. My friend, who Dawn has her email address because she asked me for it when we were going through the nonprofit thing. My friend got an email from Dawn. Dawn wants proof that she donated $200. Well, Dawn, I have proof. I have an email from GoFundMe with my friend's name on. But my friend wanted to remain anonymous on the GoFundMe. And everybody can probably guess who it was at this point. But I'm still trying to honor her privacy. But this was someone that was going to be on the board. And so Dawn has all her contact information, her address, her phone number. Oh, and I realized too, I also realized that Dawn does have my address because I was going to be on the board too. So I'm going to be keeping a close look on my bank account and all my other things, anything that somebody could get into. And my friend and I had a discussion yesterday, and my friend, basically said, Wanda, you need to be more careful. And I said, you know what? This person, this co creator, she fooled a lot of people. And my friend said, yep, that's how grifters are. So now my friend, my big-hearted, kind, compassionate friend who donated $200 to this person under the guise of, I'm going to start a nonprofit to help the cats, now has to prove, now on top of everything else, she has to prove that she gave the money. She has to provide proof. That is so disgusting. Dawn, you know she gave $200. You know who she is, because I told you, and I told you she wanted to remain anonymous. You know, you're just being a little biche. Well, let's see what kind of response you give to the Attorney General's office, because they won't take this little. You want to talk petty? Do you want to talk petty, honey? Go look in the mirror. You want to see petty? So, at least that one's getting returned. I don't know about Mark. I don't know about his $25. How about his $25, Dawn? Do you need proof from him too? When it was on the GoFundMe? What about Cat Mama? I think she's going to ask you for her money back too. I hope everybody asks for their money back. They should. Because what I find interesting, and I think what everyone else should find interesting, again, use your critical thinking skills. How is it that Dawn can email my friend and basically ask her to jump through hoops for her money, but she couldn't email my friend and ask her for a signature? She asked for her email address. She got her email address. She was able to email my friend to get her to confirm that she gave money, but initially she asked for the email address because she wanted to send that DocuSigned document to my friend, to everybody that was going to be on the board. But she couldn't figure out how to do that. But she can figure out how to send an email to my friend and basically tell my friend who's super busy, who has health problems of her own, who has other personal stuff going on. You expect her to just, drop everything and give you proof. Yeah, and whatever happened to this whole thing with the barn cat program or the working cat program, where they would have taken, that's what we heard that too. Oh, there's this program and they have these cats and they'll take the cats and they'll keep the cats and I won't have to worry about it and they'll be put in a good place and they'll be fed and blah, 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 blah. What happened to that, Dawn? You walked away from that. Now, I don't know how much of what she said was true, but she claimed that the cats would only be fed like every other day. So if the cats are only going to be fed every other day, that would be a concern to me about putting a cat in a program like that. But here's the other thing. Part of that program, the cats that are like my Lucy and, some of them that are, they're not exactly feral, but they're not exactly, house cats. Those kind of cats would be put in the working cat program. And then the ones like Abra would have been adopted out. So could you have just talked to them and said, hey, why don't you come over? Could you come over here and assess the ones that could be? I have ones that could like Cookie, and all these other ones that you say you can adopt out. Okay, well then why don't you adopt them out? Why don't you get help getting them adopted out? And I also went through more of my texts, and there was another text about something about animal control's coming. I'm looking through these texts, and there's a lot of text where she's like in a panic that animal control is coming, animal control is coming, animal control is coming. And apparently animal control has been out, and animal control never does anything. So I'm kind of wondering, what is all this, Dawn? Is this like, are you just Delulu, or is there, why don't you show your receipts? Why don't you show facts? that animal control is actually going to take your cats and unalive them in the driveway. Because I don't buy it. I don't buy that. Honestly, since I found out that animal control doesn't even take in stray cats, I don't think they care. Probably what happened is they probably came out. Somebody probably reported you back then. That's probably why they came out. They probably came out because someone said you had all these cats. They came out, they looked around, they assessed, because that's what the animal control woman said, or not, well, she's secretary. She said what the officers generally do is they go out and they assess, and they see, are the cats spayed and neutered? Are the cats friendly? Are the cats, are the cats like going indoor, outdoor like Abra? Because, then they'll determine, is it, because if they're outside and they're not spayed and neutered, which a lot of your cats aren't, then they're just stray cats. And they're not taking them in, because that's their policy. They don't take in stray cats unless they're injured. Which, you did call for an injured stray cat. So why did you call an animal? That never made sense to me. You know that they're out to get you. You know that they're not, that they could unalive a cat in the driveway, and yet you're going to call animal control to come get an injured cat. It doesn't make sense. And then you said something about the cat. They manhandled the cat. I don't know. Right now, I don't believe anything that you've said. But my friend better get her money back. That's all I'm going to say. Because maybe, you can threaten. Let me say this. You can threaten lawyers. You can threaten a lawyer, but you don't have any money for a lawyer. And I don't think you want to go to court because of everything that you did. The judge is going to look at you and like, you mean you didn't return people's money? You took money for a nonprofit, but then started a business, but it's really not a business. It's just asking for donations for your cats. You see how that works? Do you see how that works? Do you see how a judge would probably not be on your side? And a judge is not going to, and a judge, I can say, if it's fact, I can say whatever I want. I can call you out because you did this. I have proof you did it. You did it to me. So whatever you're trying to do is BS. And furthermore, you want to talk about mental health? Okay, we're going to talk about mental health right now. So I had a 2-hour discussion yesterday with my therapist. Right now, that's why I'm just making this video. I'm doing this quickly because I need to contact my housing provider and talk to them about the inspection tomorrow and see if they're willing to reschedule that for me, because I'm looking into doing some outpatient therapy, like what they call intensive outpatient, I think they call it therapy. It's one step below doing inpatient. I can't do inpatient. I don't really need inpatient, but I need a higher level of care right now than my therapist can provide. And that's the culmination of all these months of what's been going on. That's the culmination of Kim, of Jerry, of the bully crew. Mental health matters are not funny. I'm going to say that right now. Anybody that thinks it's funny, you don't belong on this channel. It's not a joke. It's not a joke. But also, you can't use that like Dawn is using it as, oh, mental anguish. Everybody says that. Mental anguish. You're causing me mental anguish. No, you caused yourself mental anguish. You're the one that did everything that set everything in motion. Again, look in the mirror and point the finger back at yourself, because that's the one. And you said you're diagnosed with PTSD. Okay, let's see the proof. You want to see proof that my friend donated $200? I want to see proof that you actually have a mental health issue. Redact all the contact information, all your, personal stuff, and just have that diagnosis there. Just say, Dawn diagnosis. Let's see that you actually have that diagnosis. I can show you mine. I don't have it at my fingertips, but I can get it. I have a therapist. I'm in a program where you have to have a mental health issue. You have to have a, quote, severe pervasive mental health issue in order to be in this program through HUD to get the funding. That's what you have to have. I manage mine very well, for the most part, unlike some of the people here. And that's because I have a good support system. But I need a break. I just need a few days to get myself regrouped and to find my therapist recommended a partial program that's a telehealth partial program. Apparently they have telehealth partial programs now. So I'm going to be writing out asking for a reasonable accommodation for tomorrow to change that. I mean, otherwise, because I cannot deal with them right now. I can't deal with people in this apartment. I can't deal with, there's a lot of other stuff going on. I need to just get myself centered. I have been, as I said on that live stream, I have been run over by the bus, thrown under the bus, pushed off the cliff by the bus since August. Well, starting like in the end of June. And I really, really, really need a break. I do want to tell everyone, I do appreciate all of you. I appreciate everyone that has sent me emails, has sent me words of support, of encouragement, of understanding. This is a very private thing for me to even say, but I think if people understand that sometimes you need extra help, and there's no shame in it. And we shouldn't, the only way we're going to stop the stigma of this is to come out and be honest about it. I'm still able to function. I still push myself to function, but the fact of the matter is it's not going well. I'm really struggling here, like really struggling. And I will tell you, the only reason that I'm not having bad thoughts of self-exiting or self-harm is because I have the cats. Rogue has been pretty much clinging to me. Every time I sit down, he gets on me, gives me a hug. Every time I lay down, he's actually, the last day or so, he's now taken the spot that Nif always had. He's pushed Nif out, because Nif always sleeps down by my legs. And Rogue has now done that. And now Rogue is, and I'll feel him, because I am having nightmares again. I'm having problems sleeping. And whenever he hears me, he'll come and he'll crawl up on me and he'll knead me. He'll purr in my ear. Abra was with me when I finally lost it yesterday on the call with, I do telehealth with my therapist because she's in a different state. When I was, I finally broke down. I mean, when I logged on, I was already starting to break down. And it was a full blown meltdown for 2 hours, pretty much 2 hours straight yesterday. And Abra was right beside me. She literally was glued to my hip. And every so often she'd take her little paw and do this. If I didn't have them, I don't know what would be. I don't know that I'd even be talking to you guys right now. And I don't mean that in a bad way. I mean, I probably would have just walked away. But, my therapist talked to me about all this, and she said, ask for a reasonable accommodation for tomorrow. See if they can, if they're willing to just, well, actually they have to give it to you. If it's long as it's not unreasonable. And for those of you that, and maybe that's something we should talk about on the show here, is a reasonable accommodation, because that's what you need for people with disabilities, rather mental or physical, because that's what you need to ask for if you ask for an emotional support animal. How to write a reasonable accommodation. And basically a reasonable accommodation is asking for, you're asking, and it is what it says, a reasonable accommodation, which means that it's something that isn't going to drastically change their program rules, or drastically cause financial hardship. Like, for example, if I asked for a stair lift, if I wanted a stair lift in the back, if I said, hey, my fibromyalgia, I'm in pain, it hurts to go up and down the stairs, I need a stair lift, they can refuse that, because that like 1,000, 2,000, I don't know what it'd be, probably about at least $1,000 to put a stair lift in there, and it just would be they'd have to modify stuff. It would just be, they just couldn't afford it. It would be unreasonable to say, I can only pay my rent every other month because I don't know. I have a disability and I need to buy my every other month I have expensive medications. That you can't do something like that, because that is unreasonable for them to forgive you payment of rent every other month when everybody else has to pay rent all the time, every month, regardless of their situation. Things like that. It has to be something that's reasonable. And it's not unreasonable to say, hey, can we just reschedule this until after the beginning of the year? It only takes them, honestly, it takes them 5-10 minutes to come in here and go over everything. Turn on the stove, turn on the faucet, flush the toilet. That's basically all they do, and then they leave. But I just can't deal with it tomorrow. And they've been in once this year. They only have to come on site once a year to meet HUD requirements. So it is not unreasonable to ask that. And I'm going to actually put that in the letter, that these are the reasons it's not unreasonable. And I just can't deal with it tomorrow. I just can't. I've just, this whole thing is just, so I'm just letting everyone know, if I don't upload for a few days, that's why. I will try. I think I do have some stuff. I still think I have possum footage that I never uploaded, and I'll have to go back and look at that. So I can maybe upload that, and I'll, I'll designate it like older footage or something in the title or in the description, or I can even edit it, I can even put a little introduction in the beginning. I know how to do that now, so I can even do that. And then just splice it together and put it up. But I need to take a break at this point. I do need a break. It's just, I'll just be glad when everything calms down. I guess the good news is I did reach out to my friend Tiana about coming onto the channel, and now we're playing phone tag, and I told her I would call her. So I think that will, I think, there's a good chance that she'll say that she'll agree to this, and she'll come on. And the channel will be a completely different thing. We'll completely distance ourselves from the other two. But in the meantime, I don't know what to tell you about. Hopefully Dawn, Lila's love, her business, Lila's love will reach out to people. Well, I don't know if she knows everybody's address. I would definitely contact her. If you want your money back, contact her. You'll probably have to provide proof. Just don't give her any bank statements with your bank information or anything on. Just be careful what you provide her. Don't be dumb like I was. Because I don't know what this little game is now. I think she's just being a biche. That's what I think. She doesn't want to return that money. It's pretty obvious. She's making people jump through hoops because she doesn't want to return the money. And maybe she doesn't even have it. Maybe she doesn't have it. Because that GoFundMe, all that GoFundMe did was confirm that she withdrew, was it $580.18. She withdrew that. Now, whether or not she has it in an account, or if she spent it already, I don't know. But my friend deserves her money back. Because my friend's a good person. She didn't deserve this. She did this, and she only did this because of me. Because she trusts me. And I trusted you. I mean, I know, there's lots of things we have lots of local rescues my friend could give that money to. But it's a shame. It's a damn shame that I have to put up a community post and show you paperwork that I have from Attorney General's office that I'm filling out, that I'm sending in. I don't care if you return the money or not. It's still going to be sent in. You're still going to be reported. Now, if you return her money, you won't be reported to PA, but you will be reported to Arkansas. Because what you're doing is fraudulent. And you should be on their radar. Because there are a lot of giving people out there. A lot of giving people. People that really care about the animals. And that's the heinous thing about these animal grifters. That's how they get away with so much of it, because there's a cute little animal involved. And it's that, just like what Nunya said, it's, people that probably should be reported to some agency aren't, because people are worried about what's going to happen to the animals. They would rather them stay with a grifter, with a POS grifter, than have that animal unalived in some animal welfare organization. That's the sad part. That's, I think, what animal welfare needs to start looking at. How do we save the animal? How do we get animals safely away from people that are exploiting them? How do we basically punish the people that need to be punished, the humans that need to be punished? But we don't have that punishment affect innocent animals. There's no collateral damage there. That's the hard thing. I mean, and I'm not talking about the blatant ones where you have folks that put animals in harm over and over and over again just to get footage and get donations. I'm talking about the grifters, the ones that have cats or dogs or whatever. You know, they seem to, and there's a lot of them on there. There's a lot of them on YouTube. That, yeah, they take care of, they care for them, but they also, again, because animals can't consent, they dress them up. They force them to do things that, you know, the animal doesn't want to really do. You can tell by the animal's posture, they don't want to do it. They don't want to be bothered. They don't want someone, high five, high five, high five, high five, in their face, you know, multiple times. They don't want to wear sunglasses. They don't want to wear little dresses. They don't want to, you know, they don't want that. They just want to be a cat or a dog or whatever. And I'm just kind of wondering, you know, I don't know how you stop that kind of stuff. I don't. I know I don't like it. I don't like to see it. I've unsubscribed from channels because, you know, they've gone along and it's been a really cute channel, and then all at once they decide, oh, let's, you know, like hold the cat out, kind of spin around in a circle, and the cat's like your cat doesn't want you spinning him around a circle. And you actually, the thing is that you actually put that on. If I did that to Fury and he started to freak out, I would immediately put him down, and you would never see that footage, would never see the light of day. People will just do anything for content. It's insane. But anyway, I'm getting way off track here because this isn't a video about animal grifters. This is just a video about me and what I need now to maintain my mental health. And I'm going to, you know, I'll keep everyone updated. I will continue to upload as I can. I'm just going to say you may not see as much the next couple of days, maybe for a week. But I'll make sure that I, you know, at least if nothing else, I'll put some community posts up with updates. But I really need this. I really need this. I need to wash my hair. I need to take a shower. I need to get my stomach from going into knots. You know, the excusing myself to go to the bathroom a couple of times on the live stream Saturday was not an act. That is like, you know, I'm sitting there like, oh boy, if I don't remove myself from this situation, people are going to get a show. Not a very nice show. So, you know, and I'm trying not to TMI here, but it all goes along with the stress, the anxiety, everything else. I am just not in a good place right now. And I hope people understand. And, you know, if you're someone that has ever been there before, if you're someone who has struggled with these kind of issues, just know you're not alone. I'm going through it again in real time. I haven't been in, the last time I was inpatient in, when I was homeless. When I was homeless after I lost my dogs, I was inpatient 2 or 3 times. That was the first time I had been inpatient in my life, and that was the last time I was inpatient in my life since, I think, 2012. Yeah, 2012. Yeah, 2012 was when I had those, and I put myself in. I wasn't forced into it. I voluntarily went in because I knew I needed help. And I don't need that kind of help at this point, but I need something more than my therapist. And I see if I don't get things under control, I can see things not going well. So, and that's part of handling a mental health issue. That's part of, you know, any health issue that you have is always keeping on top of it and trying to keep yourself stable. and I don't feel stable right now. So it's almost 11 o'clock. So I need to actually get this letter and sent out, because I think, well, I'll get it out before the end of the day, but I want them to be able to see it. I don't know what else to say to everyone. Again, I know people don't want to hear it, but I do apologize. I apologize. I'm sorry I ever brought this person on the channel. I'm sorry I ever trusted her. I'm sorry I ever trusted the other one. And I am trying my hardest to get this channel back where it needs to be. Where we're just talking about cats and other animals, and that's what we're dealing with. So I will talk to everyone again. Again, the channel isn't going down, not taking it down, just taking a break. Just a break. And I will try to upload as I can. I won't let the channel just go dark. Maybe once I get things centered, maybe I'll do a live stream. But I got some things I have to get this stuff done today. So thank you all for your support. Thank you all for your compassion. Thank you all for hanging in there with me. Those of you who have been there from the very beginning and continue to be there and continue to show up and continue to, be understanding and supportive. Thank you all so much. I don't know what else to say, but thank you. And I will see you in the next one, because there will be a next one. But goodbye for meow.